This is a very sad but happy day at the same time. It's a sad day because all of this is gone tonight. My is over and I got to get back to my other job. So it's got to go. But you know what? I needed some good news and I got it. I was feeling kind of down on myself because I went to Cal State Long Beach in the 1990s and I fell in love. And when I fell in love, along with me being a horrible student and taking a degree that I didn't want to take, a major that I didn't want to take, I dropped out of school. I tried to go back, and then life happened. Fell in love, got married, had kids, started a business, started doing public service work, and it just got busy and I couldn't go back. And I was ashamed of myself because I was a statistic. I was a young black statistic. Life was good. I was learning. I was doing on-the-job training. I was doing it all. You couldn't tell me I wasn't successful, but something was missing. I needed to get back to school, but I needed a spark. Sometimes people call you mentors. They call you, oh, CJ, you're my mentor, whatever, blah, 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 right? But sometimes you have to bow down and acknowledge when someone did something that you should have done a long time ago, and that's go back to school. Let me read something to you real quick. Check this out. The default rate in college, now this was a 12-year study, and I like to cite references. The Education Trust 2020 titled Graduation Rates Don't Tell the Whole Story. Andrew Howard Nichols, he was the author of this. 5.2% of whites default from college. 28% of African Americans, just like you and me, drop out. 13% Latinos, okay? This is a staggering statistic for us. It's not even about inequity. I know it's about finances, but it's something more. But guess what? I brought one of my heroes to talk about her journey to uplift you. Got a little surprise for you. I brought the backup. This is Mentorship Moments. Each one teach one. Are you ready to get scholarly? Started from the bottom. Now we're here. Let's talk.
Sometimes you just gotta make it happen. Gonna make it happen. Gonna make it happen. Just make it happen. Just make it happen. Just make it happen.
I got this hot graduation photo I want to show you of one of my heroes, one of my sheroes, and her name is Diana Red. Coach Diana Red. But wait a minute, college graduate. Oh my God, smoking. It needs to be doing more like modeling and stuff. Oh my God, hot like fire. Hiya, all right? Oh my God. But before we get into that, let me just do some quick shout outs. No, actually, let me just introduce my co-host to you. You guys have seen her before on the show. This is the third show's being on. I love her. I can't let her go. I keep begging her to come back. And, she just says, all right, CJ, I'll come on back in. Introducing my co-host, my assistant, Miss Sadia Sanders, the creator of the Urban Spinster. All right, Sadia, what's going on?
Hey, thanks for having me again, CJ.
Well, there you are with that beautiful skin and the pearly whites. Oh my God. Did you get married yet? Are you still a single life expert?
I'm a man, okay?
Well, I'm glad you're here, to kind of rein me in when I get I'm like a stray cat when I get going, that's unbelievable. But thank you for reminding me before the show that I got to get these shout outs out. All right. First of all, please, the birthdays, Miss Tonette Joseph, my sister-in-law. God bless you. I love you. All right. Happy birthday. Sponsors. Miss Denise Porter, I love you. Thank you for sponsoring the show. And we'll talk about how you all can get involved with sponsorship with the Mentorship Moments. Each one teach one. The show that's about to go global. Get in now where you can fit in now. Congrats, selfishly, to my daughters, Cheyenne Grace Joseph, for passing one of her entry-level nursing exams. The world is your oyster. I knew you could do it. Boom, right? And then shouts out to little ZJ, Zaire Joseph. She is like the number one brainiac in her school at Sarah High School. She just got her honor rolls award. She is number one, not number two, okay? You hear me? I don't know who that number two is. You're going to stay number two, all right? All right. February 28th, look up the Black Health Trust. Your boy CJ will be sitting amongst a panel of doctors talking about health and wellness and how to change lives. Please go to their Facebook page and follow. And February 20th, I'm excited. I'm honored to be amongst those guests. But now that I've gotten that out the way, it's time for our guest. I'm not even going to show you her face. She's in studio right now. I just want you to play a little bit of her interview of my television pilot, Battle of the Bulge LA. Her one little hit got more views than the show itself. I want you to play it for me. Let's play it. Miss Diana Red, let's play it.
What's up, LA? It's your girl Diana Red with Battle of the Bulge LA, and man, I am so excited to be here. I've been a personal trainer for about 3 years now, but it has definitely been a journey. I have been through so much that has led me up to this point. I started off running track. People used to always say, you know what, she doesn't look like, she is a runner, or she doesn't look like the typical athlete, because I always fluctuated with my weight. But I'm just like, you know what, that's reality of pretty much all women. We all fluctuate with our weight, and it doesn't mean that I'm not strong and I can't do what you do. Be happy with who you are and stand your ground, because everyone's not a size 2. Everybody's not a size 6. You can be strong no matter what, who you are, no matter what race, no matter what background. And I want to bring the best out of people, because sometimes people just need that push. Even I need that push. I've went through my own ups and downs through life. Last year, I kind of went through a depression. Food was my comfort. And I put on weight, and people used to criticize me like, oh, like, aren't you Miss Athletic Queen, or aren't you Miss Fitness? Just the simple fact that sometimes when you go through things, I believe that God, he puts you in situations to let you know how strong you are, and to let Diana know, like, you know what, you have resilience. And I want people to learn from my situation and my experience. I was under so much pressure, and I was so overweight that I didn't feel like a trainer anymore. I was waitressing at a nightclub. I was unhappy. I was bitter, but it was a blessing in disguise. I got introduced to this lovely guy named John, and actually John started training me as a personal trainer, and that's when I was introduced to CJ's Functional Fitness. CJ was the one who just really was in my corner, and he saw something in me. He was just like, Diana, you are special, and you are great, and you are gifted, and I just want you to know that, and I want you to believe that. I am in this moment, and I'm gonna own it. And I just want to show everybody that, no matter where you come from, to live out your dreams. And I'm here, and I'm ready, and I just want to show people what I can do, because I know how it feels to be an underdog, and people look at you and think that you're a certain type of way because you look a certain type of way, and sometimes people try to judge you, but it's like, just because, I look like this, like, don't let this sweet taste fool you. Like, I put in work just like everybody else. I went to Washington High School, honey. Like, don't get it twisted. So, yeah, if you already know, like, I grew up in LA. Like, I'm street smart and I'm book smart. And that's something that you just don't, want to mess with. And I know how to conduct myself no matter where I'm at. And that's just what I want to show women. No matter who you are, be sexy, be fierce. Show who you really are. And some people get intimidated by that, but that's a blessing. To be sexy, to have value, to know who you are. Don't fear nothing. All we have is one life, and I just want everybody to bring it, and to let go and just do what you're supposed to do, because you don't want to regret anything, and you're never too old, you're never too young, you're never too fat. It doesn't matter where you start. It's just how you finish, and if you keep going. And I really thank CJ for pushing me.
Man, won't he do it? Won't he do it? Ladies and gentlemen, I'm teasing you guys. Shouts out to Mr. John Crosby. Check out Voyage LA magazine and his article. You'll see him soon. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm sorry to keep you waiting. The lovely, the graduate, the starter from the bottom. Now we're here.
Okay.
Coach Diana Red. I'm only. Wait, I got even artists. Can you give us some hand clap? I got side out there.
Okay.
Diana, what's going on?
I'm good. I'm blessed.
Oh man,
Thank you for having me.
first of all, it is just so been trying to get you on this show for a while
Yes.
because I think I don't know if you've been running or you've been shy or whatever, whatnot.
I've
Because
been working.
I've always, I've always said that you have one of the best stories to tell. And what I love about Mentorship Moment, I need my people in the audience to see people that look like them that had been
Amen.
out in them streets or doing whatever, people that you
Okay.
can relate to. Yeah, we'll bring celebrities and stuff soon enough. And we've had some of those, but now let's bring our people, our house, our celebrities in to show that if
Right.
they can do it, you can do it. Diana, the show's called Started from the Bottom, Now We're Here, right? I was going to sing a
Right.
song, but I don't want my girls to feel awkward, Dad, right? So, okay, here it is. I'm not going to do any Drake singing, I want to talk about your origins. Now, we know now that you're one of the baddest personal trainers in the game. I think
Why, thank you. Thank you very
and
much.
so tough that there's only a few trainers that I know that can substitute for me when I need a day off or I'm working or doing something else. And she is definitely one of my go-tos along with Nancy. I just appreciate it. I love the growth. But let's talk about your superhero origins. You saw the tape, and I saw you looking at it. You hadn't seen it in a while, have you?
Right. No, I
Oh,
haven't seen it
oh,
in a
my
long
God.
time.
Let's talk about your beginnings, and then let's talk about this college life, because this is what I
Okay.
want people. There are many people sitting at home that quit college, and
Right.
then they have always wanted to go back, but there's a
Right.
fear, time, money.
Right.
But you leave everybody with no excuse, even me. How did it all start with you? Let's talk about mom, dad. What's going on? What about your life?
Well, this is how it all started. To try to make a long story short, I graduated from high school. Tragically, my mother passed away in 2002.
Okay.
So I was only 18 years old. At the time, I was devastated, and then I was taking care of my father as well. He was ill. I was his caregiver. My brothers went off to Louisiana, went to Dillard. Shout out to my brothers, from graduating. They were the first ones to graduate in our family. So that was really big for me, and I felt like I was like robbed and cheated from that because I didn't really have any direction at the time. I was by myself. I was taking care of my father. I had all this responsibility on me, and I just felt like I just couldn't regroup, and I had to. It was sink or swim. It's like, okay, what are you going to do? I had to get a job. My first job was at the post office. I had tried to go back to school. I was running track at El Camino as well. I started off at El Camino, and then I was going back and forth from El Camino to Southwest. And because I had to work full time, had my own apartment, I had no help. I was literally doing everything on my own.
And how old were you when all this was going?
When all this was going on, I was about 20, 21 years old.
You were young.
Extremely young.
You were young.
I was young. I was a baby. Like literally, like I was trying to fend for myself, CJ, and I would have so many problems, and I just felt like the people that I would have thought would have been there for me, they weren't. But I did have a lot of help from people that I met along the way, and school was just like, I just felt like I just couldn't do it. I would start, I would stop, I would start, I would stop. It's like so much stuff would happen. It's like I had bills, and then I came to a point where I got fired from the post office. I got fired from the post office. I literally was so broke that I'm like, okay, what am I going to do? What did I do? Pack all my bags, move with my sister in Killeen, Texas. Like, oh my God.
Wow.
That was like crazy, but it was actually something that I needed because I had so much pressure and just the burden of in LA. It's like it's so expensive now, but it was even expensive then. So it's like I felt a relief off of me when I moved to my sister's house because I kind of got to just be a young girl, but
catch up on your childhood,
catch
as you
up
say.
on my childhood, but it was so boring. And then I was dating somebody at the time that was in LA, trying to run back to
Run back to love.
LA, and we ended up breaking up, of course, but I just couldn't take it out there anymore in Texas. And I literally packed my bags. I had $10 in my pocket, and I got on the Greyhound and came back to LA. Moved with my best friend. shout out to my best friend, slept on her couch, and I got a job at a restaurant, La Louisiane. I worked there off and on for years. Still wasn't in school. And then maybe it was like 2009. And I started taking a few classes, stopped, and fast forward even more to 2012. That's when I got my license as a personal trainer.
Wow.
So I was doing better, progressing better, but still not really what I wanted, you know?
You know what? Guys, can you guys, I can relate to this. You know, I can relate to like quitting school, being in and out, life getting at me. Everybody's formula is different.
Right.
But you know what? Let me give this number out. If you want to call, you know, if you've been hesitant about college, we're going to get more into the weeds of this because I want to go through that cycle of when it snapped for you. We're going to get into that.
Most definitely.
I want you to call in at 323-815-4204. That's 323-815-4204 if you want to talk to our guest, especially as we get into the meat of the potatoes. Hey, I want to ask now, my wife's sitting in the audience, and you're going to hear from her way later. You know, she's going to speak on a whole nother show like sex education. I can't wait. I can't wait for the education. But Sadia Sanders, you, like my wife, you guys went on and knocked it out. What is the benefits of going on and knocking out college?
You're already in that mindset. So when you go directly from high school to college, I mean, you're 17, 18 years old. You're used to the routine of going to school full time every day from 8 o'clock to 3:45 or whatever it was back then, and having projects to do, having homework to do. But I did not have to work. So that was the benefit. Okay. Some students had to have a job in order to support their education. I was fortunate enough that I didn't have to work at all. My job was school. So I went from high school to college, took a full load. I got up every day. I wanted to get out because in my mind, I felt like my parents were spending all this money. I wasn't there on a scholarship of any type. You know, they paid for the whole thing, the whole 4 years. So my goal was to get out on time. I would come home in the summer and still take courses at like West LA and get that approval before I came home from the summer to make sure that my credits would transfer over. I wouldn't have any issues there. But that was just my goal, get in, get out. And then I went and got my master's later on, which I did not want to do. So I stopped thinking, okay, I got my bachelor's, I'm done. But that money wasn't coming in the way that I was promised it would. Because in high school, we're pumped up with just go to college, or we were then, go to college, get a 4-year degree, and all these opportunities will open up for you. And that was not true.
Well, you know, I would have talked to both of you guys in a second on the benefits of college, because I'll share a story a little later myself as the episode goes. We're going to go dig right into more of Diana Red, but we're going to take a little commercial break right now from our sponsor, CJ's Functional Fitness.
In life, we all have opponents to prepare for. But you don't have to be a fighting champion to defeat your current condition. You don't need to be the ultimate anything to tap out the stressors in life. But what if I told you that mastering your physical well-being, like a fighter, directly relates to mastering the obstacles in your daily life? The only challenger that awaits you is yourself. Do you accept your challenge? I'm CJ, and this is CJ's Functional Fitness, where you don't have to be a fighter to feel like one. So let's train.
Welcome back. We're talking about starting from the bottom. Now we're here. Diane, you had like some serious humble beginnings, all right? But yes, man, and I know, and people that know you know your real raw story. It's incredible. It's incredible. I always want to know, like I wrote this book, Navigating Through the Valleys of Success, and I wrote it based on me being at the bottom. I fell into this valley and I had no place to go back but up, to where I had to literally say enough was enough. God, what is it that we can do to open this up so I can change my life before I lose my life? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
you had that point as an adult. What snapped in your head that said something's got to change? I mean, because you're a successful trainer. You were doing well. You had jobs. You were working. But what's going on?
Well, I got fired from both jobs. I was a trainer and a waitress. I got fired in the same year, and I was devastated. I was so passionate, and I loved both of those jobs, and I felt that, like, I never want to feel this way again, and I never want to feel humiliated, like, and feel like I don't have any options, So I was just like, yeah, I'm not doing this no more. I made a vow to myself. I'll never forget. And turning 30. Something about turning 30.
I was going to ask you.
It hit different. Okay? Like, it hit different. When I turned 30 and then when I got fired, I had a roommate at the time. I just remember telling her, shout out to my old roommate, Leah. I was like, I'm going back to school and I don't care what it takes. I don't care how long it takes me, but I'm going to finish no matter what.
It's funny you say that, but you had that oh snap moment.
Right.
And then I heard through the grapevine, because you were in and out of the facility around this time that I said,
Right.
where's Diana? Well, she's back in school. What's she doing? Now I'm thinking kinesiology. I'm thinking physics,
Right,
whatever.
right,
Wait. So you went to a city college. The start was city college. And what was you trying to do at the time?
My major was theater, and honestly, I was never like the acting, artsy type of chick, like never. I always was athletic. I played sports. So, I was dibble-dabbed in like modeling and stuff like that, or had some type of like spark to like, but I just was like really, really shy, you know? And when I used to work at the restaurant, like a lot of like entertainers would I would serve a lot of entertainers, and they would ask me like, like, are you an actress, or you have the face for an actress? And I'm just like,
Let me stop you right there. Do you think they were coming at you from a place of respect, or
some of them was hitting on me, but it was one individual. He was just like, have you ever thought about doing plays? And
okay, that's real.
Something about like when he told me that, I was just like, not really. And he was like, I think you would do great on stage plays. And it kind of just went in one ear and out the other at the time. But when I looked for classes to get in, acting was available in psychology. How ironic. Those are like the only classes available.
Now, I'm going to put up a few pictures, all right?
Okay.
All right, and we're going to go one by one, and I want you to just tell me, because you started doing stage plays, and you invited me to your first one, and I went to tears because I was so proud because I didn't know you was that off the chain. So, okay, this one right here, tell me about this one.
Oh my God.
This is in college, y'all.
This was this was while I was at UC Santa Barbara. However, this was overseas. I was selected to go to the Czech Republic. I was in Prague. I did a Shakespeare play. And I never thought in my wildest dreams that I would be able to have, to do something like this. I was at school one day, and shout out to Dr. Irwin.
There you go, the mentors.
Yeah, the mentor. Shout out to Irwin, because he's the one who told me to go audition. He was just like, Diana, are you going to audition for Prague? And I was like, I'm so ignorant. Like, I was like, what's Prague?
All right.
I'm just like, I don't have, any material together. He was like, it doesn't matter. I was like, but I'm not ready. And he just told me this story. He was just like, he was just like, I used to audition and I would want to lose weight, and 5 pounds would turn into 10 pounds, 10 pounds would turn to 15. He was like, just go in there and go audition.
You were really subconscious about your weight at that time.
I was.
Okay.
Yes, I was.
Because I always thought thin, whatever. Diana was like, you could be Jack A or Hallie. It didn't matter to me. But in your head, what was the...
In my head, I was almost 30 pounds overweight. Like, I probably got 10 more pounds to go, and then I'd be, back to my old self.
Okay.
Anyways, I went in there, auditioned. I basically told Guy Roberts about my story, just my background, who I was. Next thing you know, I get an email from Irwin saying that you have been selected to go to Prague, and there was a donor who donated $50,000 for a scholarship for me and some other students to go. And by the grace of God, like, it's just crazy because I was just thinking, like, how am I going to do this? Like, even though I have money to pay for the scholarship, like, I still need money because we're going to be over there for a month. Like, I still have bills. I still have an apartment to pay for. It's like all these things that I had. But fortunately, I had a family member that...
You had an angel.
Yeah, I had an angel. And, look, the secret's out now. Uncle Butchie, like, he looked out for me. Rest in peace.
Yeah.
And I appreciate that so much because it was right on time. Like, I didn't have to worry about anything in just my whole life. Like, it was always me worrying about, like, my finances and doing what I got to do, hustling, whatever, like dealing with this person because I was trying to survive. And like literally, I was in college, like just a little young girl, doing my thing, didn't have to worry. And I just got to really just experience college life.
Wow.
And it was just such a blessing.
So let's go back in time. There's another photo right there from from your Southwest days.
No, this is
that
Santa Barbara.
Santa Barbara? That's
Yeah,
Santa Barbara.
Santa Barbara.
What's the LA Southwest one with you in the blue suit?
Yes, that's the color museum.
That's the Color Museum. Oh,
Yeah.
tell us about
Yes.
that one right there.
Yes.
That's the one
Yes.
that
Yes.
I first laid eyes on you, and I said,
Yes.
"Oh my God, this girl just ain't all right." You were carrying the show. How did that first experience, before transferring to the university? How was
Okay.
that experience? Was that a freedom experience for you?
It was liberating. Oh my God. Because like for so long, I always just thought that I was just good at being an athlete. And I got the same jitters and the same feelings that I would get when I would run an 800, when I won the 400. Like I would get those butterflies. And then like once, I went on stage, it's like I came alive. And with acting, one of the things that I love about it the most, it helped me learn about history.
Okay.
So I used to always feel in school like I was just mediocre. I didn't feel stupid, but like knowing that I can learn lines and I can act and do things live, and if I mess up, like I can like quickly keep going. It just gave me a lot of confidence.
Okay.
And I just knew like, okay, I don't know what's going to happen. I don't know if I'm going to be some superstar or whatever. I just know that this is something that I don't want to stop, and I got to keep going. Like, this isn't it. And shout out to my professor, Rachel Goldberg.
The Mentors.
Mentors. Yeah, she was my professor, and she directed that play. And she was just telling me, like, Diana, go get your degree. She was like, go get your degree. And this is like one of the first times where not just like my mentors, my professors, my teachers, my friends, people that I would meet along the way, it's like everything started to be aligned. Like before, when I wasn't in school, like I said, like I just was like dancing in circles, or even
I know what that feels like.
Yeah, I was just dancing in circles. And even like before I started taking acting classes, it's like I would take classes, I would start, I would stop, but it's like I started to see the progression. I started to see like, wait a minute, I'm almost done. Wait a minute, I'm almost done. And math was what was holding me back from being
Same thing.
Math was holding me back from being in Southwest for so long. And then I was just like, you know what? Like, I'm going to get over this fear. And everybody, shout out to Dr. Hector at LA Southwest College, because Dr. Hector is the man. Okay?
All right.
So everybody kept on saying, get in the Hector class, get in Hector, go to Hector. Literally, Hector would not let me in. But it was this counselor. He was the head counselor at Southwest, he used to come in La Louisiane. I used to serve him at the restaurant. And I told him, like, do you remember me? And I'm trying to get in Dr. Hector's class. He personally walked me over to Dr. Hector's class. And he was just like, put Miss Red in your class.
It just really...
And it just... angels.
Yeah.
Like, it was perfect.
It really sounds like and I don't know if you agree or not, because I do think when it comes to that progression, we're kindred spirits. When you believe in yourself and you put it out there and take a step, I do believe that God steps in and starts aligning. Do you feel like
definitely
there was alignment?
Most definitely.
What about, even though you get things aligned, which I've had in my life, any setbacks while at Southwest before the transition?
Heck yeah,
let's talk about it. People, there's somebody at home. There's a mama that needs to know.
Setbacks, okay? First of all, I was grinding. When I say grinding, one time I took a test and I flunked, got a D. I was just so over it. Still had rehearsal that same day. I walked out of class. I'm like, where's my car? My car is repossessed. No. They came and took my car. Okay, like, how embarrassing is that? So I'm just like, now what? Like, now what? But I was just like, I gotta figure it out. And shout out to my friends, my family. I was hustling, selling glasses to get Uber rides, to get to work, to get to school. I was just like, okay, I know I don't have money for Uber, so what am I gonna do to get money? So, I'll have money to get to work and to get to school. So basically, I was just doing anything and everything that I had to do so I can get to school. And
the reason why I have her on this show is because I watched that.
Yes.
I watched her come in. CJ, I'm training, but I got these sunglasses.
Right.
I remember, and see if you remember this. I remember you, and I don't know why. I'm glad you called me. You literally said you were pulled over by the freeway and couldn't drive anymore because it was around that time, because you were losing it. I could feel that you were having that aha. Do you remember that?
I remember.
What was going on at that time?
I just felt like
midlife, y'all.
Yes, I just felt like just so much was happening at one time and I was overwhelmed. And I had problems with anxiety. Like, for a long time, like I told you before, my mom passed away, I would have panic attacks a lot. That's another reason why I was embarrassed to go back to school. Like, oh my God. Like,
wow. Well, people need to hear this, Dinah. I know.
I'm trying not to hold back tears, but
you do whatever on the show.
I remember when I was at El Camino, I had this massive panic attack. And this is before I didn't know what panic attacks were.
Right.
Like, I was literally like, going crazy, you know what I'm saying? And I didn't want to go back to class. I was embarrassed. Like, I didn't want to go back to class, and because I did not know, I didn't want people laughing at me or thinking like I'm a weird girl or whatever. And around that time, I would struggle with anxiety. So that was what was going on,
It's funny. You say anxiety. I saw change. And it's always somebody looking outside of your own world. I'm like, you know what? I know she's going through it, but something's about to change. I don't know what. And that change, and I'll tell you later, helped me. All right. But talking about transitions, and then we're going to have a different conversation because, some people think they better than us, that we didn't go to college and whatnot. We're going to talk about that. All right. But the difference between continue your education in a city college and then making the transition to UC. I want to talk about the difference, but before, I want to play this video of you getting your hustle on, getting up and back to UC Santa Barbara. All right, so go ahead and let it roll.
I just want to show everybody what I would do when I would come from LA to Santa Barbara. It's all about like blackness in Santa Barbara because we are definitely not the majority. So basically, for me to be happy, I had to bring LA to Santa Barbara. I had to bring culture, black, gumbo. So basically, this is like frozen gumbo. What's up, y'all? My name is Diana Red, and I am a soon to be graduate from UC Santa Barbara. So, we are at the downtown Union Station on the train going to Santa Barbara slash Goleta. And the reason why I'm doing this is because I wanted to bring everyone into my experience, and I want to share my experience, what I have done for the past 2 years. I would commute back and forth to the train. I would come down to LA. I never drove, like, never drove to Santa Barbara. I just am like, I'm spoiled. Like, I love the train ride. And I just wanted to share this experience, especially because of what's going on right now. Like, when the quarantine and COVID-19, when, like, literally when things got so serious.
Yeah. So that's real. Tell us about
Yeah.
that. You were actually taking the train up and back to Santa Barbara.
Actually, I would just come down on the weekends.
Okay.
Like, I did stay in student housing while I was in Santa Barbara.
Okay.
So, like, I'm a 30-something-year-old student. I'm living with all these young girls. So, I needed a break. And the transition from going to a city college and then going to Santa Barbara is not just a city college. Like, Santa Barbara is white, all white.
This is what I want to talk about. So, Diana, this is what I want to talk about. Diana, I always say Diana Red never changed. She grew.
Okay.
She took black and brought all the blackness,
Yes.
all of it, to Santa Barbara. All right.
Yes.
Tell us what the culture shock, not for you,
Right.
for them.
For them.
What was that like?
I just felt that my roommates and people that I would meet, they were really fascinated by me.
Okay.
You know, like, they would really just cling to me, you know, and just look like, oh my God, like, asking me all these questions. And I was older too. But, like, what I do love about the students and the other people that I met while I was there, that they didn't make me feel like I was just, like, old.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
You don't have an old spirit. Diana.
Yeah. So.
And you're not.
But what I loved is I was front row and center and up close with so many different people. What I loved is that I got to roommate with people from Italy, from Korea. Shout out to Young. Oh my God.
Go ahead.
So
Young.
Young, we got to share culture, share food. I love gumbo. I cook gumbo all the time, FYI, guys. But I cook gumbo for my roommates. They never had gumbo in their entire life. And I got to, you know, just show them things about, like, us, about our culture. And it was cool.
You know, I bring this up, and Saida, I don't know if this if you can relate to this, but me going to college and even going to outside of our black student, outside of the Black Student Union, I always felt like we had to, like, not be white or anything, if that's even a thing, but just be different. Did you ever have that? I mean, I felt off base. I never felt settled in college. Did you have that experience, Sadia?
Well, I went to a black college.
Oh, well, yeah, that's easy.
I went to Clark Atlanta University, but when I went to Dominguez for my master's, it was multicultural. So I didn't have so much of that. But of course, when you're working in real life, especially at that time, I was working and going to school. So you're constantly having to code switch anyway.
Hey,
And
no. You got to break this code switching thing down, because we hear this word all the time. You are the social media queen. You know, what is code switching?
That's when you put on your corporate voice, or your white voice, as we used to say when we were young, when you would hear your mom on the phone talking to one of her coworkers or a bill collector or something, and her voice changes. So it goes from, girl, so-and-so, so-and-so. Yes, how may I help you? This is so-and-so, so-and-so, you know. So we put this facade up in order to fit in and not to be considered ghetto or too black, because we're judged by the way we speak. So that's what code switching is. When you're around your friends and family, you speak one way or present yourself one way. When you're in a corporate setting or a professional setting, you present yourself that way.
I want to bring this, and that's awesome you said that because I felt that way. Now, I brought my black, but it was always like a thinking in the back of the mind, and being black, being myself. That's just who I am. I was like, man, in the back of my mind, I had this complex of how should I present myself in college. You bringing the black too. You were different. You was like, y'all getting all this.
Right.
Give me your assessment on that.
I never code switched. And I don't know if it's because I went to school, my major was theater, but I never code switched. Like, even when I was in class, like, my metaphors, like, I would relate it to, like, hip-hop culture or something. And the white kids, they'd be like, oh, I like the way Diana, she broke that down. And, like, they would appreciate that.
Right.
And I never did. Like, I never code switched at all. Like,
is it because how much of that has to do with the fact that you were just a little older going to school as opposed to maybe if you were younger, 18, 19 going to college, maybe you might have. Do you feel like being older is kind of like, you know what, I'm 30, what?
Probably so. Just being comfortable in my own skin, knowing myself and knowing my identity and who I am,
right.
So maybe I would probably say like that could possibly have something to do with it. But yeah, like, and I even feel now, like, even when I go on interviews, like, and I've been going on a lot of interviews lately, like, with all types of cultures, like, I never code switch, like,
wow.
ever.
Wow. And it's landing you some success here and there.
Yeah.
You obviously have choices because there's some jobs you've taken like, hell no, I'm not taking this job. Thank you.
Right.
And I appreciate about that because people need to see people like Diana Red, who's like, she from the hood, like I'm from the hood, but I was raised on Easy Street, right? Literally Easy Avenue, right? Shouts out Easy West Side. Diana, her draw to me was a group of people, of some people out there in the community that I can't even reach, and you do it well. I've seen you touch people in a way that even I can't because you bring that flavor. And I'm so glad that you never lost the flavor. Explain the flavor because you got to explain the flavor to people.
I mean, the flavor of the sauce is just something
something in the sauce
that school unfortunately didn't teach me. I get it from my mama. But I will say that school, it polished me. I knew it was something that I was missing. And it was education, of course. So it's like it polished me and it made me be really, really comfortable in my own skin that being me, being where I'm from, the way I talk, it's okay. And I can be that and be able to articulate. And like you said, I can reach people that look like me and people who don't look like me.
That's amazing.
And you understand me. You feel me. Like rather if you're white, black, or green, yellow, blue. Yeah,
no, I totally get it. Now I want to dig it. I totally want to switch gears just a little bit, and I want to bring my assistant co-host Sadia Sanders in the conversation. Now I'm going to reveal something. I used to get this. I'm a very brilliant man. There's no question. I'm super smart. I'm wise. I'm all that. I'm all that. I don't have a lack of confidence, as you can see. I write well, And I have coworkers throughout, my career that had college that said, yeah, you don't need college. You don't need, and I know they meant well. But now that because of you, I went back to college and got my first degree. I want to almost tell them that's BS. Why are you telling me that it doesn't matter? It does. When I went back to college, my writing got better. When I went back to college, I found out things that was missing within loopholes in my excellence that, do you feel the same way? I'm going to put that, Asadi, do you feel, not like you ever thought that you're glad you got your education because you know these things as you grew into them, or you don't find yourself filling holes? What do you think?
I definitely think it's valuable and not for the reasons that we were pushed as kids in high school. We were pushed, go to college, get the money.
Right.
The value I find in it is really the connection, the different cultures. As Diana spoke about, she was able to share her culture and learn about other people's cultures as well. So you become more well-rounded. You can enter into different conversations, because now you have some more knowledge of
Right.
people and things in language outside of your own bubble. And it shows to potential employers, or even in your entrepreneurial endeavors, if you're trying to get a loan or trying to be invited to speak somewhere, what have you, it shows them that you can start something and finish it.
You know, I've had that problem, Diana. Where people like, we got CJ. CJ, man, are you CJ from CJ's Function? Yes, I'm CJ. Man, we got to have you speak at such and such, such and such. You know, hey, what'd you get your degree in, by the way? Humana. Then the call went away, you know? And I know for a fact, it's not the fact that they thought I was nothing, but I think there's something to earning your degree. So now, graduating, when you graduated at 34, you know, from a university, do you think it 36, excuse me, you know, y'all listening, 36, and I graduated at 47, right? You know, can you confirm that it was all worth it from what you learned? Did it open your horizons?
It definitely opened my horizons because, like, people want to see, like, a lot of people could say, oh, I went to college, but did you finish?
Right.
Did you finish? And, like, now I just experience so much, like, when I wear my, my college sweater. Like, it was one time I was in a nail shop and this lady was like, "You're a gaucho. I went to UC Santa Barbara in 1973. Or, so it's like, it's always a connection, and it's worth it. I wouldn't have had any of these experiences that I've had if I didn't go back to school. And I did it on the university's dime, And it's like, people think like, oh, they have to like do this and do that. But it's like, I really had an experience. And everybody's journey is different. And I'm not saying that college is for everyone, but you have to continue to learn something. You can't just, oh, I want to open up this without doing research, without taking classes, without taking certifications or certain things that you need. Like, that's a form of education. That's a form of, higher learning. So it's definitely worth it.
I'll make it even more tangible. I've written like dissertations that were flawless in grammar and flawless when it came to punctuation, but I didn't realize I needed to refer a citation for them to even pay attention. And this is not even college. This is the real world. And they turned my paper over or ignore it, or there was this major project that I thought we needed for whatever, my agency or whatever. Wow. And I truly believe that because I didn't understand, citing sources, and that's which I am now understanding, that was the glue. So don't tell me that nobody's better than anybody because they didn't go to college. It's not better than. It's just that need to thrive and grow and progress. And that's what I got from her. So I'm sitting in the gym one day. I'll tell you a story.
Okay.
Tell you a Diana Red story.
Okay.
So when Diana Red was while she was going to school, and also another trainer that referred to me as Mentor, John Crosby, while they were going to school, every day, when I saw them learning on social media, social media is good, y'all. Saw them learning and growing, it kept nagging me that I had to get back into school. I had to finish. And I graduated right around the time that you were graduating that same year, and you invited me to the graduation party, and I meant what I said. I literally started crying during my speech, which I just normally don't do unless I really love a person, right? So we must love you, fam.
Of course.
About how much it meant to me to watch her finish at 36, because here I am at 47 trying to get it. And guess what? That first degree I got felt just as good had I had gotten back when I was in my 20s.
Right.
Now, here's the promise, because I dropped out of school trying to obtain my business degree. And I brought all my insecurities, inferiority, and I'm jokingly, it was falling in love. No, it wasn't that. I wasn't motivated. So my oath was, I'm going to finish my business degree. And by the end of November, December, I will have that finished. And I'm telling you, I owe it all to you. Watching you change. Well, it's not just change. Watching you not change and grow inspired me. And I needed you to tell this to other people sitting in the same situation. You know, that's watching right now, Facebook Live, got people on YouTube Live that are in the same position. You didn't finish.
Right.
Your quality, you've got excellence in you, but you need to finish. All right, I'm going to play this, go on this quick commercial break, and then 10 minutes till the beer goes off, guys. And then it's on. We're going to close out. I tried to be secular about this book, but I can't. Something's working within me.
DJ was already an incredible person, and then he wrote a book.
I turned to God as a person that stopped believing. So you will meet me there. And if not, you will see the works that help me get there.
If you want to know how to change and learn how to change from the inside out, you read this book.
Money is a real thing. It's a part of it. But what I show in the book, and I'm telling my young people out there, I'm walking you through business. This is a real business lecture 101. It's not the green that's going to keep you sustained. It's your influence. How well do you impart influence and love in people? How do I make you rich by a conversation we've had?
It's going to help you no matter what situation, no matter what trials or tribulations you're going through. It's going to give you that ammo that you need.
Watch God grow inside of me. Watch him show me why this went wrong to get to right. To him to say, you know what, God? I needed the tragedy too. I needed to feel loss. I needed to feel grief. I needed to feel let down. And thank God you've got me where I'm at in my marriage, with my kids, with my family, so I can see the blessings and I can tell somebody else how all those things I went through in the past got me where I'm at today.
You can get through anything if you just keep the faith and walk through that valley and don't give up. Don't turn back, don't look back, just keep looking forward, and the goal is right there. You just have to keep pushing forward.
Keep your brains in your head, keep your heart in your chest, and keep your pee-pee in your pants. And that's it.
That's great advice.
This will stay in your hearts for the rest of your life, and it will conquer the demons that lie in your mind.
Look, I'm for real about mine. I wrote a book about these struggles. You're in one in the thank yous about how life works. There's a formula to success, and it's a never-ending loop and circle. Amazon, you can get it from your boy CJ. Hit me up at cj.functional@gmail.com. Hey, Saudi, I hear we got some shout outs. Let her rip.
Yes. So before we get into these social media comments, I want to thank Diana for telling her story and being so transparent, because even as a trainer, I know several fitness trainers, they think that, oh, well, I don't want to get on camera right now because I need to lose this 5 pounds, or, you know, I don't want anyone to see that I'm struggling with my weight right now. And, you know, you just sharing that is powerful, because we all go through things. We all have stress at certain points in our lives. Women, our bodies change constantly with hormone levels and age and all that kind of stuff. So thank you for sharing that. And let's get to these comments. So on Facebook, Carla Hawkins checked in, Yvonne Leticia, Jesse Campbell.
What's up, Jesse?
Your client.
Hi.
Antoinette Jones, Tammy Mack. Tammy said, yes, Diana, you did the damn thing.
Okay.
D-Ski Gordon. Don Smith.
Hi, Don.
What's up?
Hi, Don.
And that was on Facebook. And you guys, if you're watching us on YouTube or Facebook, make sure that you're clicking that like button, especially on YouTube, because there are 10 people on YouTube, but only one click like, and that was me. So make sure you're clicking the like button, because we need that feedback.
Yeah, now we need it. We need it to grow. Yes. Oh, and we have a phone call, so we got to call her. So go ahead. And hey, this is a Mentorship Moments, each one teach one, with your boy CJ. I got my guest Diana Red. Who are ya? State your name.
My name is Ronell Evans.
Okay.
What's up, Ronell?
Hey, I'm calling to speak to Diana Red.
Hey,
I'm so proud of my friend. Dow shows for life, class of 2020.
Period.
Yes. I'm so proud of you, Diana. I remember watching you in the Washington Birmingham at UC Santa Barbara play Grandma Stands. It was amazing. I sat next to you in them classes with all them white people,
Yes.
even in the Black Studies classes, and you always kept it real and you always represented. And I'm so proud of you then and now. And you always inspire me and all of our community. And I just want to say you're the baddest bitch. We still learning from you, and I'm so inspired by you. I love you, Diana.
Ronell, we do allow 2 cuss words. So you said one.
I'm sorry, I'm getting real excited.
It's okay on this show. We keeps it real, but brother, man, thank you so much, man. She has been an inspiration to all. Thank you so much for calling my man.
Thank you,
Absolutely.
Ronell. I love
Thank
you.
you.
Thank you.
Love you too. Be good.
All right. Man, well, we keep it real here at Mentorship Moments. Not only do you get inspired, you get 2 cuss words per show.
Well,
And
no,
you don't have any more? Listen, I saw one comment pop up that they like the beard. Unfortunately, unless you guys donate, click like 1 million likes, it's got to go tomorrow. I got to go back. Unless somebody's willing to sponsor me for $1 million, and I'll keep it. I want to grow it out to here, but it's gone. In 2 weeks, you're gonna see a nice, clean shaven, young-looking man again. But enjoy the gray while it lasts. Take a look. This is your last look. Screenshot. All right. Anyway, man, back to the lecture at hand. Okay. Diana, listen, this is the moment where I give you the opportunity to tell somebody out there that's in your position or has been in my position, who waited and don't think they have a chance to get back at it. There are ways and programs to get back at it. I need you to just help our people out and give, and what I mean our people, all our people struggling through this, black, white, it doesn't matter, all right? This is a show. You're learning through us, but this is a show for all.
Right.
Do we have another call? No, I think okay, so give your message to the public. What is your mantra? Give it to them.
Everything is all on God's timing.
Amen.
Please don't compare yourself to anyone else.
Amen.
You can be inspired by other people, but know that it is God's timing. And it don't stop until the casket drop, okay? So literally, it does not matter if you have kids, if you don't have kids. And shout out to my friend, soon to be Dr. Franklin. She inspired me. She had 4 kids, a double brewing.
Come on now.
She's going to school, to get her PhD. So that's another thing that inspired me as well. Literally, it does not matter where you start, where you from. And if it's something that you want to do, you'll have that support. You just, especially in the times that we live, we have social media, we have all these support groups, it's all these things that they have for non-traditional students, people of color, women of color, rather your your sexual orientation, they have groups for that.
Doesn't
at
matter.
School.
Amen.
Family housing, financial aid, scholarships that I got just because I was a minority and I was a first gen student. All that stuff was waived.
There's always
when
a way.
I went to Santa Barbara, the only reason why I had to take out a loan is because I needed a little bit extra money. But as far as my tuition and stuff like that, all that was covered.
Praise God.
All that stuff that I had worries about and I didn't know. And I used to think that UCs was out of my reach. And I was just I just hope that I can get into any college. No. Set your heart on where you want to go and what you want to do and just make it happen and don't make no excuses.
Oh, she said make it happen. Hey, look, here's the deal, guys. Here's what CJ needs. If you're watching Facebook Live, y'all need to start a watch party and share this because I need it to grow. If you're watching here on YouTube, hey, share. We need this show like this to grow. There's so many issues going on, but we're not talking about the undercurrent stuff that can make us better. This is Mentorship Moments. I will always have a guest that's going to teach because each one teaches one. How did they get a hold of you, Diana, for personal training? Because you're one of the baddest trainers I know. How did they get a hold of you? Email, Instagram?
Email, Instagram. My name is Diana Red. You can follow me on Facebook or Instagram, Diana Red. I'm very, very easy to find. If you just Google me, I'll probably the first Diana Red that will show up.
Oh, yes, she is.
Yeah. So follow me and DM me, and we can go from there. God bless all you guys, CJ.
Awesome.
Thank you. I love you, Eva.
No.
Thank you.
Thank you. We
Thank
love you
you
too.
so
Always,
much.
fam. I can't wait. It's not even over yet for you. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Mentorship Moments. We are the village. Each one teach one. I will see you in 2 weeks. We will have another inspiring guest. That's all we do here is inspire. Let's talk.
It happened.